Good morning. Professor Mahmoud Yakubu, Chairman of INEC and President of ECONEC, the President of the Ecowas Commission, His Excellency Ambassador Manuel Pinto Texera, Vice President of ECES, His Excellency Ambassador Ketiel Carlson, Head of the EU Delegation, the delegates from SADC and ECONEC member commissions, ladies and gentlemen, members of the diplomatic corps and members of the media, distinguished delegates, Director of Ceremonies. Distinguished participants, it is indeed an honor to be present and representing our organization at this conference, focusing on the opportunities and challenges in the use of technology in elections, experiences from West and Southern Africa. As we are all aware, this conference is a product of the partnership between the Independent National Electoral Commission, led by Professor Yakubu, who is also the current president of the Ecowas Network of Electoral Management Bodies of West Africa, in collaboration with ECONEC. We are also pleased to announce that this activity was organized in collaboration with the Electoral Commission's Forum of the SADC countries, ECF-SADC. Ladies and gentlemen, you will recall that the overall objective of the conference is to explore the opportunities and challenges associated with the choice and deployment of ICT in elections in West and Southern Africa. The sharing of experiences from the two regions deepens collaboration amongst electoral management bodies and continues to strengthen the credibility of electoral processes, which is desired the world over. I am particularly grateful for the idea of bringing together electoral management bodies from ECOWAS and SADC as a good way of undertaking a comparative analysis of electoral processes in these regions, and at the end of the day, creating a body of knowledge to foster peer learning and the sharing of best practices of promoting elections with integrity and credibility in the two regions. The objectives of this conference complement the constitutional objectives of ECF-SADC, which amongst others provide for the following: facilitating access to and sharing of experiences, research and technology, as well as IT-related information between and among member commissions. Secondly, to encourage the development and promotion of a democratic culture and an environment conducive to the holding of transparent and credible elections. And thirdly, encouraging the development of electoral laws that adhere to regionally and internationally accepted principles of election management. The discussions during this conference will assist us to reflect on some of these objectives and see how far we have moved in attaining them. At this platform, electoral management bodies shall be sensitized on the conceptual framework in relation to the use of information technology in the conduct of election, key issues, trends, developments regarding election management, and the various implementation, monitoring, and evaluation methodologies employed by EMBs. I am confident that the selection of experts to facilitate these sessions will help us to understand the technological concepts and solutions better. Colleagues, I want to emphasize that the introduction of information and communication technologies in the electoral process continues to attract a lot of interest amongst many stakeholders across the globe, from voters, politicians, electoral practitioners, and many others. Today, most EMBs around the world use some form of technology, and the more complex technology used in electoral processes such as voter registration, biometrics, voter identification, results processes, and electronic voting. Coming from the Electoral Commission of Namibia and being the first country in Africa to use electronic voting, I can briefly share some of the electoral outcomes at the introduction of this machine. These include automatic and error-free counting, replacement of the ballot paper and the ballot box, elimination of spoiled ballots, minimizing of human error, speeding up the voting process, securing of votes on controlling unit, and maintaining the secrecy of the ballot. Our IT expert will share more on this at a later stage. Whilst we all agree that as EMBs we cannot ignore technology, we have to at the same time be mindful of the following. The cost associated with the management of elections is one of the challenges for governments and all EMBs. The need for cost-saving measures by all EMBs to curb the ever-increasing cost of elections. And of course, the need to carefully manage the use of ICT and the need to sustain the integrity of elections. Ladies and gentlemen, let me take this opportunity to inform you that the ECF is celebrating 20 years as a regional organization, and we will be celebrating this in July 2018 in Lesotho, and we will of course welcome your presence at such. We extend such an invitation to our partner organizations here. My final word is to commend the European Union support for democratic governance in Nigeria, EU-SDGN project managed by the European Center for Electoral Support, ECS, for their support and willingness to ensure this conference takes place and is successful. There were a lot of logistical consideration, and the ECF-SADC appreciates the commitment and is confident that the collaboration between ECOS, ECONEC, Ecowas, and ECF-SADC will continue beyond this conference. Such platforms are very critical for complementing the efforts of EMBs to conduct credible and transparent elections. And we thank again INEC for the very warm welcome and hospitality that we have received since our arrival. Thank you very much.